St. Augustine says when you sing, you pray twice. Music really tries to get the deepest desires of the soul. There's definitely something transcendent about that. And I think music at its best really, it cracks open the door of the heart.
I've always had a great love of music. That love of music has manifested itself in my life in different ways, in different stages of my life. My whole life I wanted to be in a band, and I never had the chance. And then I went to seminary and I thought I'm gonna have to just kiss it goodbye. But the virtues that we need to have in the spiritual life, patience, perseverance, we certainly need that in music.
With music, as with all the arts, there's a tradition that you enter into. You're striving for beauty. You're striving to appeal to people's senses. The Christian life is your whole life, and being a disciple is your whole life. That's going to seep into the music. Christ's prayer is that we all be one. We're all marching towards heaven together. It's not just an idea. It's not just an abstract. Long tradition of Catholic music in the life of the Church.
My membership in the Knights of Columbus has helped me to foster my vocation. The Knights really provide the seminarians with a lot of financial aid, and that's something I've always been really grateful for. The Knights of Columbus really step up to the plate and really help those guys, follow the voice of God calling them to the priesthood.
When I finished college and I went into the seminary, I had multiple Knights of Columbus councils reaching out with prayers, reaching out with emotional support, financial support, and so they've been really very integral to my vocation.
Father McGivney made a gigantic impact on the church, founding the Knights of Columbus, which is now an international organization. What started out as something really seemingly small was able to grow into something that's now reached around the world. God's able to just, work with whatever we have, whatever gifts we're given. Knowing the example of Father McGivney, who lived his humanity in such a beautiful way, in such a really true way, it's a beautiful call and inspiration for me to do the same as a priest in the future.
These little actions, God can take them and do amazing things with them. Hopefully, this small thing of a bunch of guys who just love to play music, who happen to also be in the seminary, that'll reach people and help them to experience the love of God.